Welcome back, folks. Mac D with another oil, and this one you probably really haven't heard about. It is called the Maxx Oil Pro Max synthetic oil. It is a 5W20 that I ran across, and originally I only got it through Amazon, and I used only one quart in a oil cocktail. But I will probably be buying another 12 quarts of this to run in my edges just to check it out. But lately I've determined you can now buy it at Walmart online, and I believe maybe even on the shelves, as rumor has it, that folks are starting to see this oil on the shelf. And with it coming in at $4.33 a quart, that is an economical oil. I had Blackstone test the VOA on it, and they said it is a serviceable oil. Came out with a 5.9 on the TBN. Sort of disappointing there, but it's got some great other additives that, hey, make it a competitor to the AMSOIL in some ways. So we're going to go ahead and research more on this and see where it's going as far as what it's doing. As far as anything else goes, we're comparing it to the AMSOIL Signature 5W20. And that 5W20 came in at a TBN of 11.2, which is excellent and is very good. I mean, Amazon is a very good oil. It is, of course, a Group 4-5 type mixture oil, whereas the, I guess the Maxx Oil Pro Max, who knows what that is. I'm going to say it's probably a 3, maybe a blend of a 2 and a 3. Who knows what it, nobody ever, it's all trade secret, so who knows. But hey, we're going to check out the additives to see how they show down with each other as far as what we're doing. But in price comparison, the AMSOIL does run at $11.75 a quart. Retail purchase at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. So yeah, 4 something a quart or 12. Who knows what we're going to end up with. But going on down, aluminum, we had 0 across the board for both the oils, which is excellent. And also the chromium was 0 across the board for both oils. We had iron of 0 in the Pro Max and 1 part per million in the AMSOIL. Copper was 0, lead was 0, and tin was 0. Holy cow, 0, 0, 0 all the way down the line. Molybdenum, that's right, Pro Max came in at 193 for the molybdenum parts per million, and the AMSOIL was 154. Hey, win goes to the Pro Max on this one. Nickel was 0, along with manganese was 0, silver was 0, titanium was 0, and we have potassium of 1 in the Maxx Oil, and we have 0 in the AMSOIL. Boron, we had 5 parts per million of boron in the Maxx Oil, along with 230 parts per million in the AMSOIL. Silicon, we had 5 parts per million silicon in the Pro Max oil, with 3 parts per million in the AMSOIL. Sodium, we had 1 part per million in the Pro Max, with 4 parts per million running through the AMSOIL's veins there. Calcium, hey, men from the boys, we only had 1825 for the Pro Max as far as calcium, and then the AMSOIL says, well, let's clean this engine, 3356, that's right. That is one of the highest levels you're going to run as far as calcium, and we all know that cleans engines good. Magnesium, we had 48 parts per million in the Pro Max, and that, was against the 14 that the AMSOIL has in its oil. Phosphorus, here's where we bumped it up for the Pro Max. We went 1,001 parts per million for the phosphorus, whereas the AMSOIL had a 737 for the phosphorus. The zinc contact of the Pro Max was 1,112 parts per million zinc, where the AMSOIL was 761. So again, the Pro Max outdid it in that aspect. The barium was 0 for both of these oils across the board. Now the viscosity, SUS viscosity at 210 degrees Fahrenheit, we have the Pro Max running at a 54.5 with the AMSOIL at a 54.1. That's pretty close, and nothing big about that difference. The CSD viscosity was 8.62 for the Pro Max and an 8.50 for the AMSOIL, which again is not a big bump in difference, but hey, the flash point is definitely lower at the Pro Max, being 410 and 400 being what you're really looking for, I guess, and then 425 for the AMSOIL. So the AMSOIL definitely has a higher flash point, probably due to the group 4 or 5 oils that are in there. We had no fuel in the oil because they're virgin samples. We had no antifreeze. They're virgin samples again. No water. We expect nothing. And insolubles was 0 with nothing in there. Our TBN, total base number for the Pro Max oil, was 5.9, which is sort of disappointing. I was expecting better based on the additives, but I think if they'd have bumped up that calcium a little bit more and a little bit more in another additive, they could have got that up to a 6.6, 7, something like that. But they lost it on the calcium count. So that definitely affected the TBN. Whereas AMSOIL, they got the right mixture going, and they put it in at 11.2, which is consistent with a lot of other testing that I have had done in the past. So the AMSOIL definitely takes the win for the TBN. And that really brings up a question: how will the Pro Max handle the long-term use and city use and severe conditions of city driving, vice the highway usage a little easier? Will the TBN dive by the time it gets to 200 hours? I don't know. I'll be doing testing on this oil to determine. But if you look at the tail of the tape, AMSOIL versus Maxx Oil, you see that we have it rated there and the price difference and everything else. And as far as it goes, the Maxx Oil comes in under the AMSOIL. But it is also coming in at the top of my list as far as additives when you just look at the additives alone through the data. So that's basically where we're ruling this out is this Pro Max right now has basically the off-the-shelf king. That's where it's at. So we run that testing through there, and that's the numbers we come up with, folks. But basically, as far as any additional information, basically the Pro Max is about 1/3 the price of the AMSOIL, and it's estimated basically to be a grouper 3 or something like that for as far as the Pro Max. The question is it a 3 to 5K mile oil for city driving? And I haven't done any road testing yet, but I will. But frequency of change is your friend in most cases, so you need to follow what your vehicle manufacturer's recommendations are. But as far as the AMSOIL, it is 3 times the price of the Pro Max that you can get through Wally World, and it's basically a group 4 or 5 mix blend. You guys can dispute that, but basically you can't have all of one or all of the other and have an effective oil, because each one has a weakness and a strength. So if you believe it's all one, then by all means believe that, but I'm pretty sure that in my opinion it's a blend, and that makes perfect logical sense that it is. I have no used oil testing at this time, but I will tell you I did test the 0W20 and I did not like the results of it. I had issues with it, and all I can say is the FordEdge or the Duratec engine or maybe other engines do not like 0W20 because it does increase wear. So I stopped using 0W20. Maybe another oil later, but that didn't work out well. But whatever you do, I'm pretty sure that the AMSOIL is a 200-hour oil easily, as it's proven in the past. But hey, can this Pro Max for the price compete with the AMSOIL? And that's the question. So I'll be running that later, and we'll be finding out what's going on. But again, with all oil changes, follow your owner's manual and your frequency of change, and you'll be perfectly fine. As far as the anti-wear showdown, we have the anti-wear for the Pro Max at $23.06. The detergents are $18.78 with a total combined anti-wear detergent of $41.84. Now compare that to the AMSOIL with $16.52 for anti-wear, the detergents at $3,600, and total combined is $52.52. So as far as oils go, the Pro Max is the king of off-the-shelf oils for its group and class, and it's getting darn close to the AMSOIL. And for the price, maybe we could go with the Pro Max and see what it does for us. And I'll do some testing to say yay or nay, but I think it's a good shot at running a good cheap oil, taking care of your car. And as far as frequencies, at 1/3 the price, you would have to change the oil 3 times to start coming up, and you would exceed probably the AMSOIL's limits after that. So it's a net gain in that aspect. So definitely a viable oil. You can order it online through Amazon, and you can also order it online through Walmart and maybe even off the shelf. So by all means, check that out. This is MACTFORDEDGE. Remember, go MACT Garage. You can check all these oil analysis out and the testing data that I have supplied. Also join up on MACTFORDEDGE on Facebook. That's right, MACT Garage on Facebook for all non-Ford issues and other vehicles. And then, of course, YouTube, MACTFORDEDGE on YouTube, and also MACT Garage on YouTube. You can check other videos that are just weird stuff that I do once in a while, but not so weird. It's also helpful advice in mechanical repairs. But that being said, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day. I want you to have a great day too. Mercy Girl's got a couple one-liners while the Band of One's playing some great music. It may be a little bit of bonus footage at the end.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.